Hello, good evening, everyone. My
Good
name.
evening, Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Hi, Mr. Hagu. Sorry, that I'm greeting Mr. Hagu is like one of the very few people I remember from my last section. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
So we will be starting the class in the next 2 minutes to just give like people like the grace to join, so that we'll not have to go back and start thinking things again. Hello, Divine. Yes, I remember you also. Good evening. Oluwafisayo, good evening also. Good evening to you people.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, so please let's just give the grace of it's 1 minute to go now. We're starting in the next 1 minute. I really beg for your pardon. Thank you very much. Okay. Good evening once again, and welcome to the data science track with Dive Africa. I am going to be your instructor for the next few weeks. My name is Oriyomi. It's nice to meet every one of you. This is not the first time I'm meeting a few of us, and some of us were in our onboarding section, which was a beautiful experience, by the way. Or am I the only one that felt that way? If anyone that was in the onboarding section, please kindly signify so I know that people that are not in this section will know that we actually did a lot that day and was a very insightful section. Thank you, Mirabel. Thank you, Mr. Agu. Yes, and for the purpose of this class, in the last section, Mr. Izuchuku Agu is our course rep. Yes, I nominated someone else that day. What did I nominate? Mr. Agu, who was supposed to be the second? Oh,
Divine.
hi,
Mr.
Divine.
Divine.
I didn't get a response from him. Yes, Divine is a male. Is that correct?
Yes, very correct. He's male.
Exactly. Okay, yes. Because I'm tempted to call you a female because I always made the same mistake the last time. Okay, hi Divine. We nominated you the last section, but I think you had gone offline by the time that notice came up that yourself and Mr. Hagu will be the coach rep for our track for the next few weeks that we are going to spend together. So this is me officially seeking your consent if that is okay by you, so that we don't just dump what you're not interested in on you.
Yes, ma, it's okay by me.
Okay, thank you very much for your effort, your time, and we look forward to how much you would help us in the course of these next few weeks. So, like I said earlier, my name is Oriyomi. For the few of us that were not in the onboarding section, please, if you know you're not in the onboarding section, can I see a raise of hand? Just click on raise hand. One, two. Okay. I can see like a rough of 3, 4, 5 people were not in the onboarding section. I already promised in that section that I wasn't going to go back on things that I had done, but there's always grace. Even Jesus Christ gives us grace. Okay, but this is grace. But going forward, please try your best not to miss any class. We don't have so much time together. Time is of great. You can drop your hands. Thank you very much. Time is of great excellence to us in the course of this track. Like we know we have like a very short time to cover a lot of things. Yes, you have pre-recorded videos, but there's so much that you also have to cover in your live sections, especially things that might be confusing from having to watch your recorded videos and all. So, and it would be unfair to every other person that attended class for you to come the next class and you're like, oh, excuse me, please, I am lost in so and so, something we had already done previously. Now you're taking other people's time that they're supposed to use to learn new things and taking us back, because it would feel like, because here the idea is to carry everybody along and not leave anybody behind. But for us to achieve that, please, we need your help, we need your cooperation, we need everything. I know it's not easy. Having to run online classes is not, because a lot of us are working and what have you. But please, you've decided to take this course. So please, in the next few weeks, please give it your all, your commitment, your time, everything. And I promise it's going to be worthwhile. It's going to be worth your time. It's going to be worth everything. So yeah, that's all for my pep talk in the beginning of this class. So if you were not in the last section, that you've raised your hand, please, can one person just raise their hand? Or no, people should raise their hand. So I'll just call someone and unmute yourself and just do a little bit of introduction. Raise of hands, please. Okay. Hi, Oluwadamilare. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, hello, good evening.
Good evening, Oluwadamilare. Nice to meet you. How are you? And is there a good reason why we're not in our last onboarding section?
So I missed the class, the timing. I think I actually got the notification late. Then had other issues with network, so I could not join.
Okay, apologies for that. Sorry, I will come back to you, Mr. Oluwadamilare. But for everyone that is here, because I had this issue the last time, please, you are in the data science track. I had a lot of our family members from the data analytics class that had that. There was the miscommunication here and there, and we tried our best. Mr. Sholua tried his best so much to resolve that in the last section. So if you are here, for you to be here means that you applied for data science. Data science, not data analysis. Please, they are not the same thing. They are two different tracks. Totally, you will not be learning the same thing across the two sections. So if you know you belong to the data analytics people, please kindly excuse us from this class so we don't waste your time and you don't get confused along the way. If you are here, meaning that even if you had changed, I don't know the conclusion you had with Mr. Sholua, the last section, for those people that wanted to move from data analytics to data science, meaning that you had concluded with the onboarding and you're supposed to be in data science after all has been said and done. Those are the people I'm expecting to be on this call with me. But if you don't fall into all the categories that are listed above, we love having you here, but you are not supposed to be here. Kindly do us the honor and excuse us. Okay, Mr. Oluwadamilare, I'm back to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so last section, what happened was a lot of us were asked, why did you choose data science amongst all the wonderful tech courses that Dive Africa has to offer? So here, I'm asking you the same question now, and the same question is going to be applicable to any other person that will be called next. Why data science? Just in next 1 minute, please.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for the question. I chose data science because, well, one, I'm quite familiar with data analytics, and I wanted an extension of that. So I know that data science is like when you are familiar with data analytics and you want to get into, say, the programming side of it and stuff. Right. And then another main factor for me is because I love working with data. I mean, so I enjoyed the data analytics, but I understand that data analytics probably just ends at the.
Oh, okay. I said from what I deduced from what you said, now you're here to code with us.
Yes, well, coding and then the prediction part. I think that part is not included in data analytics.
The what?
In data analytics, like, I mean, I want to be able to use data to predict outcomes, not just.
Oh, okay. Oh, majorly, that's like one of the major reasons why you, or major end, like the end goal of most of the things you'll be doing at the end of the day. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much for contribution. Sorry, who else had raised their hand earlier? You can, yes, okay. Who else has raised their hand earlier and would like to do us the honor to introduce themselves? I know I had like 2 or 3 hands. Fumbi Olasheni. I saw a raise
Yeah,
of
good
hand.
evening.
Oh, you're a male. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Yes, I am there.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Fumbi. So the same question Mr. Oluwadamilare answered. Can you do us the honors?
Okay, I actually have taken part in data analytics class, and I really wanted to scale up. That was why I enrolled for data science, and I actually watched the onboarding session on YouTube. I watched it, and it was quite interesting. So it
Ah,
just fostered my decision to go into data science more.
oh, thank you for watching. Now, you are part of people that wants to make my life very easy. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Okay, so who else?
Welcome.
I have just one person to go. Just one more person. Okay, yes. Okay. Dennis. Hi, Mr. Dennis.
Okay, good evening.
Good
Can
evening.
okay, so there was like few months back I was contemplating to do either data analysis or data science, right?
Okay.
And then there was this video I saw that told me most people feel like it's a step by step. You can do data analysis and then you move to data science. But why not just do data science at once, right? So I took some courses on data science, and this is like me going practical now.
Okay. Um. Okay, to like help debunk some things. Ideally, it should actually be a step by step thing, but it's also based on. Now I'm having to go back to things I said in the body section. Okay, but okay, it's also based on interest. So in your body section, I don't know if you had watched the video. I think I said that if you're doing data analysis and whatever choice you want to make between data analysis and data science, it is based on your end goal. So end goal, myself now, I am very interested in going to do AI, machine learning, engineering. I'm currently running a data engineering course, so I am a data engineer in view. So this is a point of interest for me. I want to do more in AI, machine learning. I like it. But there's some people that they want to be analysts. I have someone that is one of my colleagues that wants to be a business analyst. So she's more inclined towards data analysis. So there's no wrong or right, or it's not a step by step necessarily, because at the end of the day, like I said, it is based on what is the end. Say you're a business analyst, financial analyst, risk analyst, please, you want to start with data analysis. So when you're picking in case because you're going to get to the situation where you have to advise people later and mentor people later. If you're going to advise anybody, let it not just be, oh, data science, why not just the data science? No, let it be, ask the person, what's the end goal? What are those things in the world of data? The world of data is a very, very vast place. So what exactly interests you as a person? That is when you can properly guide and advise this person on, oh, do data science and don't do data analysis. I didn't do data analysis. I did not start from data analysis. I did data science straight up. But yeah, I picked the Excel courses. I've done a little bit of visualization using Excel here and there. But majorly, I code. That's what I do majorly, and that's the thing I use mostly in my office. I also so I'm just more inclined. If you give me any tasks that I can use Excel for, I rather go and write my Python, because that it is something that interests me. So as long as since it interests me, I'll find it more enjoyable and easier than having to go through the Excel route. I hope I was able to make a little bit of sense with just explanation. If I made sense to okay, exactly. Okay, thank you. Okay, so who are I'm not sure our LMX is up for our recorded videos. Is it up, Mr.
Yes, it
Aga?
is.
Okay, Divine. Okay, it's up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when did you come up?
It has been up since last week, and although some people were just onboarded yesterday night.
Okay, so we want to. I was going to ask who has watched my week one videos, so that we kick off from there. But if you know you've watched week one video, please can you like you've watched like 70% of week one video? Please can you signify a raise of hand, please? 1. Okay, 2. There are about 19 of us on this call. So before I know what I'm doing, I think about 65% of us should have before I know I'm jumping to the next session. Okay, I have 5 people now, and out of 19, that's still not a good number. 6, okay. I don't mean you've watched everything, just have watched like I think at least 50 to 60% of the video, not necessarily everything. So if you've watched at least 60 to 50%, 50 to 60 rather, please kindly raise your hand. Oh wow, 7 out of 19. Going, gone. Oh wow. Yeah, this is not a lot though. Okay, but I understand that some people just got onboarded. So what do you think we should do? Should I just roll into what I have for us today? Because what I have for us today is just in mind that we had watched our videos actually. So I didn't plan on going back to whatever I taught in week one pre-recorded, and that's actually the basics. So should I go ahead or I should just pick one of the videos and teach? Mr. Agu and Mr. Divine, you have the autonomy to make that decision because you are our representative. What do you think?
Personally, ma, anything the house agrees on, I'm cool with
You
it.
are the house, so hey, you are the house, so.
Okay, because the videos are self-explanatory and we have like limited time. I think we should just move on. I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Agu, you are the second voice.
Please permit I'm on my way home, so it's going to be noisy, but go
No, it's
ahead.
fine.
The videos are self-explanatory. They are self-explanatory. Anybody that watches them can actually grasp what's going on. You understand? And so
Okay.
just go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm glad to hear that it's self-explanatory. That means I did a very good job. Oh wow, not for me. Don't mind it, just on a lighter note. Okay, so let's go into what we have for today. Sorry, let me share my screen. Just a minute, please. Okay. Please, I'm here with you. Just trying to share my screen. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see
Yes,
my
ma'am, we can see the screen.
Okay. All right. So welcome once again. And like I said, this is Data Science Track. My name is Oriyomi Adesui. For those of us that are not in the body section, don't worry. You can call me Yomi, Oriyomi, whatever works for you. But yes, Oriyomi is fine. Welcome on board. A very big round of applause to all of you that decided to go on this journey, because it's going to be a very wonderful ride. Hopefully, on both sides, we are going to have fun. Yes, do serious business, but also have fun and learn, impact ourselves with knowledge, and become better than we were when we started. And that's the end goal of whatever we are doing here. So let's meet our instructor once again. Those in nobody session, I got to meet me. Hi, this is me, black and beautiful, a full blood. Yes, this is me. So, data science. You see my emoji, Abi? Yeah, because I'm sure that, like I said in the onboarding section, I'm going to treat this class as though nobody knows anything. Like you don't even know the ABC of data science. That's what I'm going to assume. Yes, I know that we have the OGs amongst us that had gone for courses, that had to watch videos. But for the people that are like, okay, I'm not sure, I have researched what it is about, but let me just give this a try. So we're going to be taking it from elementary ABCD. That's what we're going to be doing. So today is going to be majorly introduction, just a little snippet from some things you have in the pre-recorded videos, because I already had it in mind that some of us might not have watched it. So I planned to like, okay, let's just do one or two things. Hopefully I can end this class by 7:30. God help me. I don't want to take so much of our time, like since we're just easing ourselves into the system. So I have here data science. Data science is a multidisciplinary field that extracts knowledge and insights from structured and unstructured data to solve problems and guide decision making. Please, can you see my screen?
Sorry, I raised my hand. Your slide is on the first page. It's not moving.
It's not moving. Thank you for that observation. This is why I do not want to use. Okay. Okay, please, you will be my guide, and when it changes, you would let me know. Okay. So what about now?
Okay, now
That's
it's
changed.
welcome on board.
Okay. So I treated this. So you didn't get to see the meet instructor image.
No, we didn't, but it's displaying now.
Oh, apologies for that. I am so sorry. System technicalities. Okay, now, so this is where we are. So I was defining data science. Data science is a multidisciplinary field that extracts knowledge and insights from structured and unstructured data to solve problems and guide decision making. Yes, a lot of English is going on there. Let's dive into it and make it simple for ourselves. What is multidisciplinary? That's English language. Multiple, not one. Meaning it's a combination of so many disciplines, because they can stand independently on their own. They are not codependent, they are independent of each other. So it's a combination, because it takes from every of these disciplines and come together to make a whole. And what are those disciplines? They are computer science, mathematics, business, and statistics. Those are like the bedrock of data science. Yes, if you don't like, well, in this particular class, you'll not be doing a lot of mathematics. But if you don't like mathematics, you will not like data science. Because going as you advance, like I said earlier, is the end goal that matters. As you start going into predictions, I think somebody said something about predictions. When you start doing predictions, start training models, you would encounter statistics and mathematics. Don't worry, it's not the old further math you did and ran away from secondary school, but just a little bit of mathematics here and there, something to tickle your brain, and something for you to
I'm sorry, ma. We can't see the screen.
Hey. Okay, we're in for a lot of this today. Why is the screen so sorry? Okay, let me just use my drive. Hold on, please. But can you see the
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
The screen is blurry.
I think. Can you see this one?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. This is not where we're starting from. Okay. So I'm supposed to be on the 6th slide now. Yes, data science. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for drawing my attention to. Please, anytime this goes off, I don't know what's going on with Google Meet. Anytime this goes off, you can't see my screen again. Kindly do join us and draw my attention to it like you just did. Okay. So back to what I was saying. Data science picks from various fields such as computer science, mathematics, business, and statistics to build algorithms, prediction models that answers important questions such as what event occurred, why it occurred, when it occurred, and future occurrences in relative to such events. Yes, Mr. Dennis.
Sorry, I'm just seeing like black, like I cannot see anything.
Is this applicable to everybody? I can see it on my own end.
No, it's not applicable to everyone. I think it's his network.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
working.
okay, okay.
Okay, Mr. Dennis, maybe you can, I don't know, reload. I don't know if you're using your desktop or your laptop. You can reload this particular page, or you can exit and
Okay,
come back to the meeting.
okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. So I'm tempted to say we should wait for him, but no, we can't do that. We have times now on our side. All right. Okay, he has joined back. Okay, nice to have you back, Mr. Dennis. So, like I was saying, oh good, okay. We make use of computer science, mathematics, business, and statistics to build algorithms and models and everything. So now I want to move to what event occurred, why it occurred, when it occurred, future occurrences in relative to such events. In one of the videos in our period class, I said something as people will tell you, oh, nobody knows tomorrow. But as a data scientist, look them in the face and say, yes, I know tomorrow. I can predict tomorrow. Why? Because of data. Yes, you can actually predict tomorrow. You can have not necessarily predict. I'm not saying predict as in rain will. Yes, actually, even rain will fall itself. You can predict it as a data person, but not occurrences that are like out of our control, that is controlled by God and all. You cannot predict somebody will die tomorrow, but you can predict things, occurrences in business. If a business is bound to fail or succeed, if there's going to be rain tomorrow, yes, because weather forecast makes use of data. So yes, we have that magic wand as data scientists to predict things to happen. At least you have like a, you can have like a 70 to 80% what's the word, prediction rate. Not necessarily 100%, because there's always room for changes and all, but there's always a 70 to 80% prediction rate that okay, this is going to occur. And how does this happen? It's not abracadabra, it is data. If you had watched, oh, I wish a lot of us had watched the pre-recorded class. All these things I'm saying, I've actually handled them in the pre-recorded class, and it was even more explanation because I had time to like do a lot of things. But okay, I'll try my best to like make this simple, and so that when those that have not watched go back to watch, they are not confused. So, what does data do, or how does data work, or to make you predict the future? It makes use of past and present. So now I have there's second to the last line here says what event had occurred, past tense occurred, what had happened in the past, why it occurred, trend and circumstances, when it occurred, like I said, in the past, and future occurrences. So what we do is in data majorly is we pick historical data from the word history, it had happened before. We add it to present data to make decisions for the future. Let me take that again. Data scientists pick historical data and present data to make predictions to what will happen in the future. So let's use football. I think I used football in the recorded class. So let's use football as an example. There's a way, I think I've met friends and people that have done sports bets. Yes, I know a lot of our men will know a little bit about that. That's some, I think I've seen channels on social media that tell you, oh, join their Telegram channels and they'll make predictions of games for you. It is not magic. What they do is they study trends and patterns of clubs. So what they do is, we know that basically a football match is a game of 11 against 11. Am I correct? Yes, I think so. 11 against 11. Then don't worry about I know there are always substitutes and all, but let's leave that. The people that are actively playing the match on the field, they are 11 against 11. What they do is, and they are each position, their positions, yes, I know there is forward, there's defense, there is attack. Yes, I'm not a football fan, though. That's the little knowledge I'd gotten from hearing my brothers watch football. And there are players that are really put in various positions. Let's assume, please don't quote me. Let's assume Messi is an attacker. Assumption. When another club buys Messi, they'll most likely use Messi as an attacker. Let's assume Ronaldo is a defender. If another club buys Ronaldo, they'll most likely use Ronaldo as a defender. Exactly. So these are circumstances in place and trends. These footballers will keep playing certain positions because I think that's the way they've developed their career path. So now, how does that help me as a data scientist? I know that a football club is a combination of 11 players with their strengths and weaknesses. And that is the reason why maybe somebody that plays defense will not be good as an attacker, or somebody that plays attack will not be good as a midfielder, something like that. So we know the way they strategically place these people in this position. So I know when, I don't know, Messi and Barca fans, Messi and Arsenal fan, just be pardoning me as I'm just joining everything together, but I really want to make sense out of it with football. So let's assume Barca is playing against Real Madrid, okay, and we know that there's this position for every football player, every footballer in each club. People know that when these certain players are playing, there's a very high chance that Barca will win Real Madrid. If they bench this certain player, there's a very high chance that Real Madrid will lose the match against Barca because there are strengths of these players that are needed to complement this particular club to be able to win against this particular club. It could be that one of the player has a strength that this other club has weakness in. All these scenarios that are painted, they are circumstances. Scenarios and circumstances. Me as a data scientist, I don't even have to know. I don't even have to know anything about football. All I have to do is I follow the data of how they've positioned their players, the strengths and weaknesses. So as a data scientist, you must love research. If you're not good at sitting down with your system and making research and learning, it's going to be a very long journey for you. So because when you're having to take historical data, you really need to understand. That's one of the basic of our tasks as a data person. You need to understand. Understanding is very, very key. You don't just dive into coding. There's the place of logic. We call it critical thinking. Logic, because you're going to build a logic that your code is going to thrive on. So your logic is your foundation before you start writing your code. So now I sit down and I study what they have on the placement, because I know they used to release lineup of players. So they've released the lineup of player maybe ahead of the match, and I sit down, I study the lineup of players on these two clubs, and I go back in time, maybe pick their last 2 seasons and check that combination, that in situations where these people are in place, what has happened on both sides of the club. I do that, sit down and check them, check them against other clubs that are strong or that are weak. Now, from my research, I'm able to now come to a conclusion that in situation, I don't know where Messi is playing and I don't know where Ronaldo is playing. So if I'm putting them in the wrong club, apologies for the Messi and Ronaldo fans. So let's say in situation where Ronaldo plays in, let's say, Barca, and Messi plays in Real Madrid. We know that when Messi plays in Real Madrid as a defender, he had always scored 3 goals. And when Ronaldo plays in Barca as, let's say, an attacker, he had always, at least, he would score 1 goal. So if I make a prediction for anybody that wants to bet or something, I would say, okay, if they put in circumstances where these players are in place, just know that there's a very great chance of at least them scoring 1 goal. At least 1 goal. I can go and say, okay, there's a chance of saying they score at least 2 goals. Or worst case scenario. So because we always use circumstances to paint future scenarios. Worst case scenario, they are going to be equal. They are going to go home on equal base. They will not lose, they will not win. Even if they score goals, they will not lose or they will not win. Or they might not even score any goal at all, but they will not lose. Do you understand this kind of thing? So these are things that we use data to do. Nobody does any prediction, even weather forecast. It's going to rain tomorrow, it's not going to rain next tomorrow that you see. It is not magic. It's not by them. They don't do weather forecast by looking at the sky. We typical Nigerians, we just look up as, oh, it looks like the weather is dark, it's going to rain. That's not how it works. Scientifically, they use data. You're looking at, okay, when maybe let's say the atmosphere reaches a certain degree, or there's some constant of gas in air at this particular whatever. I'm not a scientific person. This is what we expect. We expect it to rain, and you know that there's degree to rain. There's just shower, there is every rain, there is storm, all this. So these predictions are done using data. So that's why I said if somebody tells you you don't know, you cannot know tomorrow, tell them that you have a magic wand that helps you to know tomorrow. So in all, that is like a very good introduction into a little bit of what you will do as a data scientist. Not all, oh, there are things that you will still do. So now you see that I brought data science into football to tell you that data science is applicable in any and every industry. Yes, quote me anywhere. A data scientist is relevant in any and every industry. Name it: entertainment, sports, what else is there? Healthcare, business. But it's just like majorly people use them a lot in business, but don't data scientists are not limited to business. Even in agriculture, a data scientist is very, very useful. So a data scientist is useful across board, everywhere. See me using football as a very typical example for you. If you come to the business world, like what every most examples you see online is how you use data science to make business decisions and all. Yes, when you now come to the business world, what do we use data science to do in the business world? We use it to monitor a lot of things. We use it to monitor customer retention, use it to monitor the customer base, use it to make decisions for the company. We use to help investors make decisions. We use to help the company know what product is failing and what product will fail, and what products they need to improve on, the one they need to scrap. These are things that we do by predictions. Yes. So you see that you're in a very interesting place. Like it's a very beautiful field, and you should be proud of yourself that you're here. Can we have a round of applause for ourselves? Yes. Okay. So moving on, like I said earlier, today's just going to be a majorly introduction. So if you hear me talk a lot, don't worry, you're not coding today. Oh, Mr. Adeoti, I'm so sorry. What can we do to help? Can you, I don't know if you can hear me. If you cannot see, can you maybe exit this call and just come back right in? Or maybe just refresh your page if in cases where you are using your laptop like myself. Okay. Same, you can't see anything. Is this applicable to everybody? Mr. Adeoti and Dennis cannot see my screen. Somebody can help me out.
I can see your screen.
You can see my screen. So Mr. Adeoti and Mr. Dennis, I think this is a you thing. So maybe you want to like exit this call and refresh your page. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So this is not from my end. I really don't know how to help. Divine, I can see what you did there. Okay, this time we should predict your network connection for the next 30 minutes. I can see what you did there. Okay, so what are we going to do now? I really don't want to leave anyone behind. Should we give you like 1 minute for you to like try and fix whatever is going on? And we pick this up in next 1 minute. 1 minute. So you can exit and come back in like 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, I can see Dennis has left already. Mr. Adeoti, the 1 minute is applicable to you too. I pick up in next 1 minute, like 30 seconds now, Sha. Mr. Adeoti and Mr. Dennis, I want to assume that you're back on this call. Is your network back? Adults has left again. No. Mr. Dennis, we're actually delaying other people, and I don't want us to do that. Okay, I want to assume both of them are not on this call. Okay, moving on. Okay. All right. So let's go back to where we were. So I think I'm done with data science. Okay, now moving on to next slide. Importance of data science. What can you see my screen? Is it changing?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
now we can see it.
Thank you. All right. Importance of data science: driving innovation, boost operational efficiency, enhance risk management, problem solving, improves customer experience and understanding, facilitates strategic planning. So I'm just going to explain, I think, one or two of this because I already done that in our pre-recorded class. So data science helps you to facilitate strategic planning, meaning you don't go into the future blindly, especially as a business owner. You don't go into the future not knowing, and that is one. I think that's one thing Nigerians have not really understood. That, let me tell you, data science is like the powerhouse of a lot of business, because instead of you to just throw in your money blindly into a product or invest blindly into a business, you can predict the failure or success rate of that business when you have a data scientist on board. So that's why we are not giving the accolade that we deserve. Yes, a lot of Nigerians, in fact, a lot of companies are beginning to welcome data scientists, but we deserve more accolade that we're already being given, because we are the bedrock. We help you to not lose millions and hundreds of millions of naira by just writing our codes and making decisions for you. So if I state strategic planning and helps business make very informed decisions, like I said, you don't go into the future blindly. And that's where EASIS risk management comes in. It helps reduce risk. It helps, yes, you take risk. Yes, no business is 100%. Even our prediction is not 100%. Yes, it's a very high percentage. You can have a 90% prediction, but nothing is 100% in life. But yes, it helps mitigate risk. And it helps in driving innovation. All the AI technology that you're seeing are being driven by data. If you make your research properly, every AI, this AI that you're seeing, the bedrock of everything is data science. Even Siri, the bedrock of Siri is data science. Go and make your research. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everything, algorithms you see on your page. Because I said it in our recorded class that you will notice that if you are somebody that you spend more time, let's say you just opened your, let's say, Instagram now, and the first thing that pop up on your Instagram, let's say as a new account owner, is that you see, let's say, a lifestyle page, or let's say a couple lifestyle page, and you watch that video for a longer time compared to others, or maybe say you will finish the entire video. You'll notice that by the time you go off, and maybe that happened like 2, 3, 4 times in the course of your stay, or that's on Instagram, let's say in like 30 minutes. By the time you go off and come back tomorrow, the first one or your business, because algorithm is now in place. Because when you spend the number of time, the amount of time you spend on a particular video, or how you like the video, or the types of videos you like, algorithm records your data and makes suggestion tailored to fit your interest. So you see. So that's why you see that, if you're somebody like me now that likes, let's say, comedy, you begin to see a comedy and, let's say, gospel content, you begin to see a lot of them. Even if you don't follow, you don't have to follow. You just see similar things, not necessarily the one you watched earlier, but similar things begin to show up on your timeline. That is what algorithm is doing. Algorithm is data. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So everything you're doing, data works everywhere. And these few points that I listed there are like the importance of data science to our everyday life. Name any field. You just have to tailor it to meet the need of the particular industry that you want to apply it in. Am I making any sense? Am I too fast? Am I saying too much of big grammars? Please draw my attention, because I want to carry everybody along. Like I said, it's going to be like from the grassroots. So yes, did that make any sense to you in the last 20-30 minutes that I've been talking to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Moving on. Data and data types. So yeah, so what is data? Because data science is the field and data is the unit. I'm a science student. When I was in school, they taught us cell and the what's the word? How do I want to call this now? In the arrangement of things in the human body, you start from cell, tissues, organs, and system. For those of us that did biology, I can still remember. So data is the cell of data science. Like that's like the most basic. Is the basic unit of life. I'm supposed to make my biology teacher proud. Yes, your cell is the basic unit of life. So data is the basic unit of data science. I try my best to relate anything I'm going to say to our everyday lifestyle, so that because I learn better that way. The moment I can relate whatever you're explaining to me to what is happening in my environment, it makes a lot of sense to me. So that is how I am going to teach us. You see me make examples of maybe things you've done in secondary school, but in any case where I've lost you, just draw my attention to it. It's just the goal of everything is just for us to have a very good understanding of things, and it doesn't sound like jargons because you can relate it to your everyday lifestyle. So, like I said, data is the unit of data science. And what is data? Data can be symbols, text, numbers, audios, or videos. Meaning they come in any form. They don't come in shapes, form. Yes, so they're shape, but let's not go into that. So let me say it like that. Yes, they come in any shape, form, and size. Form, there are different. Please go and watch your pre-recorded video. I have different forms of data there. There are different forms of data. Data comes in different ways. They come in forms, that's the way they are being saved. Now, you can save data as a CSV. It can be JSON, it can be text, it can be TOML, it can be anything. So, but they can also be symbols. You see everything that is for this screen now. This text I have here, this is data. Forget that it's data I wrote there, it is data. If you let's do something now. Let me show you a little bit of something. Can you see me editing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So now look at this Dive Africa logo. If you notice, this then enclosed in like a small square. That is a unit of data on its own. When you come here, you see this shape I'm trying to edit here now. That is a unit of data on its own. It is a shape, right? When you come here, let me make an adjustment here. Okay. You see the text embedded here in my write-up. That is data. When you come, like for every text, before the beginning of any word here, you see a dot. It is data. So everything here is data. When you come here now, there's another shape. It's data. Do you understand? So data comes in. I was trying to show you symbols, text, numbers, audio. This one that I'm saying, for people that have watched the onboarding section, you would have seen the recording. That is data, because they have stored it somewhere. It is data made available to you. And what is it doing to you? What is it doing for you? It's helping you catch up with your class. Data. The video is data. Audio is data. Numbers, data. Everything that you can think about in how information is being represented, it is data. Do you understand? So, moving on, data can be defined as facts made up of different types, forms of raw data, which by themselves may not have meaning, until they are cleaned and analyzed to make informed decision. Now, if you were to see, let's say you were just to see the word A or C or B, and you just see them scattered all over, like let's say we are doing this brain teaser, and we scatter all these alphabets all around on this page, and it is not like properly written the way you have it here, they will not make sense to you. Imagine I rearrange this data to be like TAAD, then this can to be like NAC, and I just rearrange the text that they don't make sense. The fact that they don't make sense does not mean they are useless. It's you that cannot make sense of it. And what is your duty? Your duty is to make sense of it. That's your responsibility. So data will most likely come to you in that format, in formats that do not make sense. Sometimes they do, but most times they don't. So prepare your mind. You will not always have, for people that had seen a little bit of data science, you will not always have data come in rows and columns. No, you have them come in CSV. I want you to go back and research, just Google what a CSV file looks like and how the content is written. You have some in TOML. Google what a TOML file looks like. If you want me to type it out for you so that you know what you're checking, Google it and see how the data is being, the raw state of their data. And what will you do? You will clean it, you will analyze it to make it make sense. So if I had scattered this earlier, now it will make sense if I rearrange it, because it is properly arranged. That is why it makes sense to you. If it were scattered, it will not make sense to you. Yes. So that is what data is about, and that is your responsibility as a data person. You're supposed to make raw data make sense in whatever form, shape, size, format they come to you. Okay? Characteristics of data. Data comes raw. Data is context dependent. Data is collected and data is stored. Now let's trash that. We've trashed raw. Now let's go to context dependent. There's something we call SI units in science. SI units is that ending units of your numbers. So if you have 11 centimeter, in fact, let's do it like this. 11 is a number, right? We all know that. So now 11 is 11. If you say, oh, see, I've written 11. 11 is 11, does not make any sense. It's just a number. Yeah, it does make sense because it's just a number. But when I now make it 11 kg, now that's another meaning. What had changed 11 from just being 11 a number? Kg, context. Kg now tells me that 11 is a measurement of a certain weight, because kg is now the suffix attached to the number 11. If I change kg to centimeter, it changed the entire context. Now, it's telling me that 11 is not just a number, it is a representation of the measurement of distance. Distance or height. If I change it to meter, it's telling me that 11 is not just a number, it's also a representation of the measurement of, let's say, height or distance. If I say 6 feet, it makes 6 to not just be a random number, it makes it a measurement of height. So that is where we say data is context dependent. I'm using SI units because that's like the basic thing that we can easily relate the word context dependent to. So your data changes nature or changes characteristics depending on the context at which you're using it. Like if you we'll still go to data types, but you can see, you will notice that I can write 11 as a whole number and I can write 11 as a string. The way I will use it in my code will be different because the context at which I had written them are very different. That is why we say data is context dependent. Data is collected. Data does not miraculously appear. No, it is collected from situations that had happened, occurrences, and everything. You collect data. Like I said, the example of our class, our onboarding class, and the pre-recorded videos that you have to watch later, it's collected data. They came from a source. There's always a source for your data. Data does not miraculously just appear. You can type it like this slide you have now. I am the source because I typed it. But if I transfer it to you, my system, or let's say I put it on this, we are currently viewing my drive. If I send it from my drive to your drive, the source of the data is my drive. So data is collected and data is stored. Data is not just hanging. You have to keep it somewhere for somebody to access it. It can be kept in a data lake, a data warehouse, a table, a file, a folder, anything. You can store it anywhere. Like now, this is on a drive. It can be in cloud also. Any form of storage. It can be in your flash. It can be anywhere. Anything that just stores something. Your data is stored. So these are like basic characteristics of data. Who asked question before I move on? or I am clear enough?
Very clear.
Okay. Is that general opinion, or someone? Please, if you have question, please be very free. I'm here for you. I'm here at your service. Any question?
You're clear.
I'm clear. Okay, I've heard 2. I'm clear. Now let's make it 4, so that I know that I'm not just answering to a certain. I'm not going to just one category of my people. I need 2 more. I am
It's
clear.
crystal clear, man.
That clear. Give me one more person to go.
I'm clear.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's move on to data types. So I did explain this in the video, so you want to pay attention. I just said about, and I think I just a very, very brief explanation because I knew I was going to come and take it in this live section. So please, anybody that know what, I mean, your group chat, anybody that did not attend this class, please let them go back and watch it. Don't come to my next class without watching this one. I said in the last class that attendance is a very, very important thing. And Dive Africa has a 75% attendance rule. So for people that were not in the body section and have not watched that video, there's a 75% attendance rule. Without 75% attendance, you will not take my exam and you will not be given certificate. Don't waste your time and my time. Let's all do this together. Yeah, I know Valerie waste my time, but please don't waste your time because this is you coming here, giving your time. You could be doing any other thing, but you are here. So please just do it. I know it's not easy. Life, everybody's working. I want to assume a lot of people are working and it's not easy combining it. I really understand because I work myself. But please, while you are at it, just give it your very best. It's not forever. It's just for like a very short stipulated time. Okay, thank you. So, data types. I have a few data types listed here. First on my list is float. You see all these numbers that we've been seeing since secondary school that have decimal place. They are not called decimal numbers. But layman, mathematics call decimal numbers to you. But in data, they are called, in coding, data coding, software, anything, they are called float. Their data type is float because it is a data type. Now we have examples of floats: 10.1, 5.25, 11.73, whatever points, whatever. Anything you have points, something. As long as there's decimal existing in that number, it is a float data type. Integers. Integers are whole numbers constituting of 0 to 9, meaning 10,597,850 is a whole number. Why? It does not have decimal place. Let me take that again. 7,320,000 is a whole number. Because if you write it out, now I'm saying it in words, but if you write it in figures, there is no decimal place. Yes, so those kind of representation of data are called integers. Strings. Strings are text, numbers, data types that are enclosed in quotation. For you to call something a string, they are enclosed in quotation. If you notice, it could be single quote or double quote. Look at Hello. Hello is in single quote. Excuse me. Data science is in double quote. It doesn't change the nature of either of them. Both of them are strings. Like I said, strings, if I write hello without quotes, if I write it in Python, Python will not understand what I've written. It will not handle it as a string. It will throw me error because it will be trying to understand type error. It does not know what I am saying. When we move further and start coding, you start seeing different errors that you will understand. There's so many errors. But the common ones are type error, operational error, but you get to see a lot of errors. We'll dive into errors. Please, when you see errors, don't run. No. Your errors are your friends. They help you to make your errors your best friend, actually. When you study your errors well, they help you to understand where you're making mistakes and how to handle it because you know what is wrong. So moving on, Booleans. Booleans are the yes or no data types. They are the yay or nay. Your true or false, your yes or no, your 1 or 0, your binary 1 or 0. So it does not exceed. There's no other data that falls into this Boolean field except true or false, yes or no, 1 or 0, whatever representation you want to have for it. I am please, we are Nigerians. I want to assume that I'm of a belief that there are only 2 genders. I'm sorry if you don't believe that, but me, for the sake of this class, I find that I'm anchoring this class. There are 2 genders, male or female. Yes, those are examples of Boolean. So it's either this or that. That's Boolean, this or that. So I am a female, true. Mr. Agu is a male, true. Mr. Divine is a female, false. Do you understand? That is what exists in Boolean. Date comes in different formats. Now, what I have here, the format I have written on my screen is year, month, and day. That is 1st of October 2025. You can have it represented in different ways. You can have it in day, month, and year. You can have it in month, year, and day, whatever arrangement. Sometimes this is just a date. Some dates come with timestamp. You call them date time. I didn't include date time here, but please note it down. Dates that come in, I'm going to edit this now. That comes in like something like this, but most times they come in string. So they do something like 01, sorry, semicolon. There's 60 seconds in a minute, then you can just do 43, then there are 29, then you could have 0000. I think somebody have you seen something like this before?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who can interpret this? I want somebody to read this out loud. 25th, I already said October 25. I need the time. Read it properly.
That is the so I think that means 43 hours, 28 minutes, 0 seconds, and microseconds.
Nah, yeah, that's correct. So I know something to the time.
Okay, I thought it was 1 hour, 43 minutes, 28 seconds.
God bless you. Yes, that's correct. It's 21 hours, 43 minutes, 28 seconds. Then you have micro and nanoseconds behind. That you have to use. So if we want to do it in our normal time, the person that's spoken, please can you mute your mic? Thank you. So you could have this could be 1:43 p.m. 28 seconds. This could be 1:43 a.m. 28 seconds. But most times you not have this as 1:43 p.m. because for you to be able to make a difference, it will be working as 24. Most systems use 24-hour clock. Because if you use this at 1:43 p.m., that is a 12-hour clock. Most times, most date time you see exists in 24 hours clock. When I say 24 hours, it works from after 12 p.m. It starts going 13, 14, 15, 16. Do you understand? Up until you get back to 12. So 11:59 is going to be 23:59, 0000, whatever you have, before it goes back to 000 again. Factory setting, that is 12 a.m. These are examples of this example I just gave is date time, but my explanation here is date. So that one is just like by the way. Moving on, list. List is another data type, and list is embedded in a square bracket. There are different kinds of brackets. So I'm typing now. This is parenthesis. I don't know, everybody calls it whatever they call it, but me, I call it parenthesis. This is square bracket. Can you see me typing what I'm typing?
Yeah.
Okay, this is curly bracket. I think that these are majorly the types of parentheses. I think they say it's type of parentheses, but these are the types of brackets. Yes, let's call it brackets. Types of brackets you'll be dealing with majorly as a data person. And don't make the mistake of when you get there, you will understand why you cannot use square brackets in place of a curly bracket, and you cannot use the curly bracket in place of a parenthesis. So a list is embedded in a square bracket, and it can take any and every data type. If you see here now, I have a mixture of most of the data type I said ahead, which is integers, strings, floats, and Boolean. Those are what I have. Number 1 and number 2 are integers. Hello is a string. Taiwo is a string. 3 is an integer. In fact, let me convert 3 to a string. So you don't think that when a number is a number, it can only exist as an integer. In this situation, 3 is not an integer, it is a string. So we have only 1 and 2 as the integers here. Hello, Taiwo, and 3 are strings. Can somebody tell me why 3 is a string and no longer an integer?
Because it's embedded in a quotation.
Thank you. Because it's embedded in quotation. I can also convert this guy here now. I can convert this guy to a string. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. I can convert this guy to a string. It changes the nature of that number. So you see that moment I make changes based on context, I can change the data type from one to another. So now I've changed it back to a float. So it is a float now. It is not an integer. It is a float because it has a decimal place. 20 is a float and false is a Boolean value. So I think I already explained it. And yeah, also lists are data types that are ordered and changeable. Don't mind this disorganization. If you're writing a list properly, this because this is not code, this is just text. When you're writing to code, it will be properly ordered and it is changeable. And you can, like I said, it contains different data types. Now moving on to tuples. Tuples are embedded in parentheses. This is your normal bracket, however we call it. Parentheses, brackets, and it also takes different data types. But the condition is that tuples are like ziplock. The moment you lock it, it's not editable. The moment you put just to it. But you know, when they say you've done irreparable damage, yes, that is what a tuple is. So if you, before you wrap a data in a tuple, you want to be very sure that you are correct. You don't want to make changes. There's no error, nothing. So most times you don't even get to see a lot of tuples in code because there's always room for changes, but it does not mean that it cannot be used. As you go further, maybe when you write as a developer, you don't want somebody to like edit your code for whatever reason left best known to you. As you move further, that's where you understand the uses of tuple. So people use tuple for different reasons. Tuples are embedded in parentheses and they are unchangeable. They cannot be changed. They're like final decision. You have decided that I'm done. Yeah, that I'm not changing this. This is what I want to have in this particular bracket. Yeah. So, and it also takes different data types. Look at now, I have a list. Look at from here to here is a list. This highlight I have is a list embedded in a tuple. And also note, lists can take lists. I think we'll handle that when we are dealing with lists properly as like a core topic. A list can take a list. Dictionary. A dictionary is a key value pair data. A key value pair data. If you take a look at this, you have key as a string. Most times it's always a string to another data type. Most times the key value is always a string to another data type. You have a string key that is the key. Key is the key. Then value is whatever is attached to it. So let me say, okay, look at this grade A now. It is the key and the value for A is 70. For those of us that we Nigerians that write WAEC or something, we know that grade A is from 70 and above. So from range 70 to 100, your score is A. And I think WAEC grades A1, A2, A3 as the case may be. So it's a key to a value. For this is my value, this is what I have. For you to have A3, you are within this range. This is the value of A3. For you to have, do you understand? Like let's say $1. $1 is the key. For those of us that know currency exchange, $1 is the key. The value of $1 in Naira is what's the current exchange? I think 1,600. Let's assume, I'm not sure. 1,600. So that is what you have as a key value pair. A key cannot stand alone without its value. And you can write your code to change the value of a key. Don't worry, when we get into dictionaries, we are going to attempt that. Complex numbers. Complex numbers are majorly for our mathematicians. Complex data types are numbers that have both a real and imaginary part, represented in the form A plus BI or A plus BJ. You notice that BI and BJ are italics. There's a reason for that. Where A is the real number, B is the real coefficient of the imaginary part, and I or J is the imaginary unit. That's all I will say about that. I'm not explaining for that because I'm not going to be doing complex number in this particular trade you. So let's not stress ourselves with it. If you want to know complex number, please be my guest, make research on it. But for the scope of this class, we are not learning complex numbers, but it's just important for you to know that it's also a type of data. That is why it is included there. Then null values, yes, null. Emptiness is also a type of data. Is there no, not zero. Zero is not null. No. Zero is integer. Let me tell you something. This is the way you represent. This is not empty. This is empty. Can you see the difference? Most times when you see an empty data set, it comes as this. It could be spelled as this, represented as this. It could be represented as this. And note, Python is case sensitive. No, when we get there, we start addressing case sensitivity. So zero is not empty. Oh, zero is holding something because zero is an integer. Zero is not empty. You see, I'm emphasizing on this. Let's not make that mistake. Oh, they wrote zero, means that it's empty. In Python, zero is not empty. Zero is an integer. But if you want to have null values, any n is null. Sometimes you can even fill nulls with zeros. So zero is a value that is held. It is not empty. Zero does not necessarily mean empty. So I already said I was going to stop this class by 7:30. This is 7:14, and I think this is the end of my introduction class. This is the last thing I have for you in this class. So any question, addition, subtraction, confusion, anything you want me to address in the next 5 minutes? Do you have hands raised?
Yes. Okay.
I have 2 hands raised. Okay, let's first.
So,
okay. Let's do oh my god, somebody's on the road. Can you mute now? Thank you. I don't know who that is, but please just for a few seconds. So okay, the number one I have is Mr. Agu. Mr. Agu, hi. Your hand is raised.
Thank you so much, Ms. Oriyomi. You've really done justice to this class. I really appreciate what you've done. But
You're welcome, sir.
I don't have a question. Rather, I have I don't know what I'll call it, but okay, I'm still on my way home, and most of the things you were saying, I can't look at my phone. I'm walking on the road, of course, and I'm in the public vehicle. I have to be conscious of carrying my phones and the rest of them displaying for everybody to see before.
We want to still have this class,
so please, I don't know if the start time for the class is cast on stone, if it must be 6 for those of us that are still on, because I believe that some of us are still on our way home and whatnot. What if we start the class by 7 p.m. to end by 8:30? If it works for you, you understand? That's if it works for you. Then number 2, please, can you help us with the slides of this class so I can go through it again to corroborate the things I've heard? Because I will tell you the truth, I did not see anything you did. Yes, I saw your screen was showing, but I was not. My attention was not 100%. If it's possible, the time of the class can be shifted from 6 to 7. That's if it is possible. That's what I have to say.
Okay, Ash. I chose 6 p.m. because I was trying to put all of us into consideration. I wanted to do 5, but 7 p.m. You know, that's one thing. There's this opinion I have. When it comes to online class, everybody will not be on the same page. Do you get? This 6 p.m. that we are doing will definitely work for some people, and it will not work for some people. So this is what we are going to do. I would put it into consideration. I am not assuring that the time for the class is going to be changed. But something I think I had discussed with Mr. Sholua was a possibility of having alternate classes. Maybe I have Thursday today, I have Tuesday next week. Because those are the days I have time. You cannot catch me any other day of the week to do this, except Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it is going to be either of we are alternating our class, or it could be both. I could change the time. I am not said yes. I could change the time. But changing the time, I would check my own schedule to see if 7, because I don't want to take us late into the night, because I know people are. I'm also putting us into consideration. People are tired. You've had a very long day. Like myself, I've been on my system all day. Before I even had this class, today is my work from home day, but I was still working. And you want to rest. And so if I start the class by 7, we'll be extending to like 9. And today now is rushed because we not started something serious. When we start coding properly, you'll be surprised that 2 hours is not enough. But we are here to serve you, truth. So what we'll do is, I would liaise with the administration. If 7 works for them, 1, I will check my calendar if 7 works for me, 2, and we would vote on your. I know that I've said that you are the voice of the class, but also we still have. I think we have a capacity of over 30 or 20 something people. We're going to vote on the class channel. I don't know if that's going to happen on WhatsApp or Slack. Mr. Sholuwa is going to conduct that for us, and we will do majority carries the vote. So in cases where, but that is going to happen if I had checked that 7 p.m. works for me. If it's going to happen, please, I beg for your indulgence that whatever is being voted is what we are going to do. Is that fine?
That's very fine. Thank you for consideration. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. Then for the slide, I believe we'll be able to send it later, right?
I want to
Okay.
see. I have 2 sides to this slide. I want to make the slide available, and I also don't want to make the slide available. Let me answer why for both sides. I think I know that people that want to do online classes, because you know that there is an opportunity for you to retake, tend not to attend live sections. And that is going to be stressful for me. Because the moment you would be surprised that you would think that you can, I will watch it later during the week. I'm telling you, I'm even myself, I'm a live example, because I have classes that I run online myself. And you would think you have the time to watch it during the week, and you will not watch it. And you start compiling, and you drag me back, because I am moving ahead. Coding is step at a time. If you don't understand the last class, you cannot understand the next class. Let's not lie to ourselves. So if I make it available, or if you decide to make it available, a lot of people, and I know that this is not fair on everybody, because some people will actually watch, like yourself, that started watching the week 1 video. Okay. I think I will make it available. I've not decided, but I think I'll make it available for you to like go through. But it's still, if I make this one available, if my number in the next class drops, I will stop making my slide available. Is that fine?
That's very fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you.
Okay. So availability of my slide. Okay. Availability of my slide is dependent on people that, because yes, I know that you cannot get everything I'm saying at a time, because a lot of things you try to process at all. Yes, I really do understand that. But I also want to encourage attendance. That's why I'm putting these rules into place. I'll attend to you in a minute, Mr. Dennis. So if my statistics of attendance begins to drop, live section classes might not be available. I don't know if it's applicable to other chapter, but I think that's the rules I'm going to set. If my statistics of live sessions start dropping, please start encouraging yourselves in class, in your channels and your group chat and everything. I might, and don't quote me that I will not. I might not make my live section slides available. If they decide to make the recording, if it's recorded and they want to make it available, well, congratulations. But if it's not recorded and they're not trying to record it, then you most likely don't get my slide. Mr. Dennis, you have a question.
Okay, can you hear
Table
me?
is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you so much for tonight's session. Okay, so there's a suggestion I have, right? Because you were talking about the
Okay.
slides. For instance, tonight now I could not see your screen, and that's another thing we deal with in this country. Sometimes the network might be bad and all of that. So one thing that like I've seen happen in some classes like this is, since you have the floor, I don't know if you're using your system, you're using your system, of course, now, right? So if you can copy those,
Yes, I am.
like some of those things like they are showing us on the slide, and see put it on the chat box. For instance, when we start coding, imagine there are some nights rain might fall here, because I'm in a place where rain falls like willingly. So And on days like this, network can be a problem. So you can just maybe copy codes or line of codes, put it on the chat box so that even if we cannot see the screen, we can still follow along with the class. I don't know if that's possible.
It's possible, though, but it will not always happen.
Okay.
Because it's possible. Yes, I get your point, but it's double work for me now because this is untyped. This is not AI slide. I sat down, I typed your slide. None of your, whether your pre-recorded video, whether live section, none of your slides are AI generated. They are untyped. Do you get? So you're going to make me double my work, having to copy and paste and everything. And same difference, if you leave the call, you will not see the slide again. So what we'll still do is, I think that on the notes that network and everything, maybe we'll be putting into great consideration, making the slides available. Okay, I think people are beginning to change my mind about the availability of the slide. So most likely, I think I have like a 70% conviction to make this slide available going forward. Okay, so yes, Mr. Dennis, you couldn't get to see my slide a lot. This particular one will be available. That I promise you. It's going to be available. And also, if you watch your pre-recorded video, I've touched some things. The only things I did not explain were data types because I knew I was going to come and trash it out in the live section.
Of course, true.
You have the floor now, Mr. Luada. Your hand is raised.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can Mr. Luada hear me? Sorry, can any other person hear me? Let me be sure that I'm not the problem.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
I can hear you too. I'm talking. Can you hear me?
So I guess Mr. Luada is the only person that cannot hear me. Does he have a question? Okay, his hands are raised. Okay. I think we would have to attend to his question some other time. Who has question again? Oh, okay. Now I can hear you now.
Okay, so my question is, I think, two parts. The first one is, so yeah, the data types, they were not in the recorded videos. So I was taking down notes while you were doing the explanation and I was following at the same time. But I think you moved away from the dictionary slide and I could not get down the
I moved away from dictionary. Oh, okay, you stopped. Is it that you stopped hearing me or you stopped understanding the dictionary?
I was writing out the notes. So I could not get all the contents on.
Oh, you were writing. Oh, apologies. Okay. 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 On that note, this slide will be available. Don't worry. So that you don't have to stress yourself. Because writing as fast as I'm talking, it's not always because I talk fast. I'm a very fast talker. So I can imagine trying to write the way I'm talking. And you won't be able to understand as much. So you might want to pay attention fully and I'll make the class available. Is that fine?
Yes, that is fine. Then my other question is on the
just going back to this that's the last thing to do for this class and watch and read the slide and whatever, so that you don't just have to start writing. But while I'm still talking, let me just put it on to where you are, and when you're just notify me by that my slide. It's a back to the right? Is that right?
Yes, that is fine. I can see it now. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So while Mr. Luada is ready, can you mute yourself?
Sorry, I have another question.
Oh, you have another question? Okay. Oh, sorry. I apologize. I'm here with you.
Yes. So the question is under the floats. Floats and integers actually. So I understand that floats are.
You're not clear. Please, can you make it a little bit audible?
Okay. Is it better now? Hello. Is it better?
Yes, I think so. Can you take that?
Oh. Okay. So I was saying that floats. I understand that they are decimals, right? So, but what I'm thinking is the decimal part. Does it include because integers are whole numbers, and when we look at the examples, that's for the float. Now we have say 10.1, 5.25, for instance. So can we say the float part is the part that starts from the decimals, like the 0.1, 0.25, 0.3, or point something?
No, the entire thing floats. Like, can you see this screen now? This like is a float.
Okay. Yes. Okay, the entire figure there.
The entire figure is a float. Yes, you don't separate. No, they're not separated. The entire thing is a float. If you want to have whole numbers, so it's not a combination of whole number. Not if you look at it that way, 2 on its own, it's like a whole number. So, but if you look at it together, this entirely is a float. But when you have something like 10, 15, 25, these are all numbers. But when I'm beginning to have 0.0007 or 6, sorry, something like this. So like this now, from this 0 points, everything like that is a float. Is that clear?
Yes, that is very clear. Thank you very much.
Have I answered all your questions?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Do I have any? Okay, let me go back to like you were writing. Do I have any other question from anybody? Question. I wanted to end this class by 7:30, but let's have the grace of. I am having a thumbs down from Mr. Divine. Mr. Divine, what did I do wrong?
No, I meant there's no question, ma.
Okay, sir. Mr. Agu, your hands are still raised. Do you still have questions for me?
Sorry, I forgot to bring it down.
Okay, sir. You sound very tired. Apologies. Yeah, sorry. It is we do for growth and development. I feel your pain. Sorry about that. All right. Mr. Oluwadare, are you done writing this slide? Let's move on to the next so I can wrap up this class and we can call it a night.
Yes, I'm done with it. Thank you.
Okay. So have you gotten complex numbers on your writing?
Yes, I got the complex numbers part. Yeah, I got everything.
It's just that okay. That's good. It's just that what?
So it was only the dictionary part that I did not get completely.
Okay, sir. All right. So I thought that was. So I think I have made justice to everything I wanted to like trash out today on introduction. And to the best of my knowledge, I did not confuse it. I did not leave anybody confused that they were already weird before I started the class. I want to assume that. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for joining. I really hope to see. I've marked some names in my head now. I want to see you people in the next class. You see that when I came, I was greeting the OGs that came for my onboarding section. So that I will greet you too in my next class. Please make yourself. I know it's not easy. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be like insensitive to situations on grant. I know, even myself, I work a full-time job, so I know how difficult these things can be, having to combine. Look at me now. I'm combining being your instructor, being a student, being also being an employee. I'm combining everything together, so you can imagine the workload on me. But yeah, things we do for growth and development is just, don't worry, I'm not doing aspire to aspire. I'm not doing aspire to aspire for you, but yeah, this we do for growth and development. It's just for a short while you're at it. Just give it your best, give it the best, and be sure that it's going to be okay. Now on attendance, I don't know if they've made a yes, so aspire to aspire. Oh, attendance is being taken. All right. Who is in charge of taking attendance? Mr. Agu. Mr. Agu, who is in charge of taking attendance?
It's been taken automatically by management. It's been taken automatically by management.
All right. Okay. The call is more recorded. Okay. I think we're good. All right. I want to assume nobody has any question for me again, and we call it a wrap. Thank you so much for your time, and it's been a wonderful section. Have a wonderful evening, and hopefully I'll see you by this time next week or Tuesday. No, most likely it's Thursday. Hey, Mr. Agu, yes, sir.
No, it was a mistake. Oh, it was a mistake.
All right. So, as I was saying in my pep talk, I hope to see you by this time next week. God spare our lives. In Jesus' name, I'm a Christian. Respect to every other believer that is here, Muslim and everything, but I'm a Christian. So, pardon me. So, God spare our lives. See you next week. Amen. Bye.
Bye.